A lot of people upload one or two videos and complain about being stuck in YouTube jail. If you really want to see what YouTube jail looks like, check this out. So this is 28 days. Let me change it to 365 days. You see that? Upload after upload after upload for almost an entire year and barely breaking 100 views. And then a sudden explosion where I got like 10,000 views per video consistently. So what made the difference? Let's talk about it in detail.
I think a lot of people are quick to use the term YouTube jail when they have just started out. They upload a handful of videos and they complain about being shadow banned, about being stuck in YouTube jail. If you want to see what YouTube jail actually looks like, check this. Upload after upload for almost a year straight, over 80 videos and barely breaking 100 views per day. And keep in mind, I've done email marketing as well to promote my videos. So likely those 100 views per day were not even organic YouTube views. And then suddenly, for no apparent reason, finally blowing up, getting over 10,000 views on almost every video within a week. I know that's not a crazy amount of views, but keep in mind, talking here about a channel with less than 3,000 subscribers at that time. So what actually made the difference? How did I escape this quote-unquote YouTube jail? Well, here's the honest truth. The reality is I don't know for sure. I only have a few guesses based on my own testing. I can tell you, however, what I think, okay? Important word here, think. I don't know. I think didn't work and was an absolute waste of time. So first off, I don't think there's one singular thing that just makes the difference. Because YouTube's and Google's algorithm, it has so many parameters. There's no one trick, no one magic bullet. So let's start with what I think was a waste of time. Asking the AI for advice. So over the course of a few months, I have occasionally asked both Gemini and Claude for feedback. Here's the link to my channel. Here are individual video links. Look at the videos. Tell me why they don't perform well. And those AIs gave feedback on why the channel was stuck in YouTube jail. And the issue with their advice is that they always, even if they have no idea, they always sound highly, highly confident. They're like, oh, that's pretty clear. Those titles that you are using, they don't work. You have to change the titles to this description, and you have to add those specific tags and those specific hashtags. And so I did. Nothing, absolutely nothing changed. So what I did is I deleted the AI conversations. So the AI didn't have memory what we were talking about prior. And a few weeks later, I asked for feedback on those same videos. Remember the ones that the AI told me to change. And you know what? The AI did the exact same thing because it had forgot that I had already made the changes that it told me about previously. And it came up with reasons as to why, of course, those titles and those descriptions and those tags don't work and need to be changed again. And so I did. So I ended up changing titles, descriptions, and thumbnails over half a dozen times. My analytics looked fine. Here's what the average CTR, that's the click-through rate, basically, CTR basically just means how many people see, for example, a thumbnail and how many click on it. And that will be the percentage. That's the click-through rate. And this is what my view duration looked like, even when I got barely any views. My first recommendation, if you were asking me what actually works, what doesn't work, my first recommendation, or what I would do differently, is to trust your instincts. How you use titles in videos, how you create thumbnails. Most likely you're also talking about stuff that you are familiar with and the niche that you're in. So you know this stuff. So you probably know best what titles to use and which thumbnails work or don't work. Second, I would say, and this is important, don't look too much at other channels for comparisons. And this is not some, esoteric thing where it's like you shouldn't compare yourself. What do they say? comparison is the, I don't remember, it's something about evil, comparison is evil. I mean it from a practical standpoint, because this one is twofold. The first issue is that even if something works for someone else, you don't know why. Are those views that you see on this other channel that is, doing well, are those organic views? Maybe that channel has a big Instagram page, a Facebook page, a big email list, or whatever, something that is generating traffic that is not related to organic growth. And then you maybe are trying to copy that channel and those titles and those topics, but barely got any views. Well, in that case, those other channels' views were not organic in the first place. So the comparison is not a good one. Second of all, and this is very important also, a channel's view count can be deceiving. For example, say you upload 10 videos on your channel and each video only gets 10 views. And then you look at a similar channel and you see that those other channels, the first videos got 20,000 views each. And you think you must be doing something wrong because this other channel got tons of views even on his very first few videos. Not necessarily, because what I've seen with my own channel is what tends to happen, and you don't think about this when you start a channel, but it's makes sense when I tell you about it, is that at some point, for example, your channel gains traction, let's say it blows up, or one video blows up, and it generates views for older videos. So it lifts up all the old videos in terms of views, and thereby it can create the perception that the old videos were successful from the start. No, they might have gotten only 1 or 10 views as well, but later on just grew when the channel as a whole took off. And lastly, about YouTube Shorts, in my opinion, not worth the effort. Shorts, they work on an entirely different algorithm than long format videos. So you might get close to 0 views on your normal videos, but anytime you upload a short, you instantly get hundreds or thousands of views, even if you start a completely new channel from day one. And this is totally normal because it's a different algorithm. And a lot of people say, okay, the idea is to use shorts to gain traction, to use them for that initial very difficult growth period on your channel. And I would say definitely give them a try. See if shorts work for you. I haven't seen them work for me, and I've tested them on multiple channels. Short views are often trash in terms of engagement, and they don't generate subscribers to any meaningful degree, I mean. This means for any meaningful gain in subscriber numbers, you would need thousands and thousands of short views. And that can happen if a show blows up, but for me, it was always in the range of a couple thousand to 10,000 max, and that didn't generate anything meaningful. While 3,000 views on a short, for example, sounds great when you only get 10 views on a long format video, those 3,000 views are often worthless. Because unlike long format videos, shorts are often dead after that initial spike in views. Long format videos can and often blow up weeks or even months after publishing, and they generate long-term views. So I would say definitely experiment a bit with shorts, but mainly focus your time on long format videos. And lastly, I wanted to add some additional thoughts that I had. Using free or paid YouTube research tools, honestly, I think it's not worth it. The idea that you can find niches or titles that have lots of demand but low competition, it sounds very tempting in theory, but in practice, I haven't seen this work. Overall, if you know what you talk about in your videos has enough demand, and it's not some ultra small niche, I think that should be enough. Now, in terms of external traffic, let's say from Instagram or maybe you have a Facebook page, etc., I think it can certainly help to build the channel, but it's not like a lot of gurus will tell you, that YouTube suddenly rewards you for bringing new traffic to the site and blows up your video or your channel just because those people are coming from external sites like Facebook or whatever. Next up, I would say, and this is actually the last point that I've noted here, don't overanalyze or get lost in your YouTube analytics. If one of your videos gets more views, it is only natural to try to dissect and analyze what made the difference. You look at the CTR, you look at the view duration, the video length maybe. But the longer you play the YouTube game, the more contradictions you will encounter. Videos that have a very high click-through rate. So a lot of people, when seeing the thumbnail, click on it. Almost everyone watching the video till the end. Yet the video absolutely tanks. And videos that have sometimes weird titles or lots of dislikes, but then they get tons of views. So I would say, instead of overanalyzing, take a bird's eye view. If you talk about a range of topics on your channel and you do see sort of a trend, then you can lock in and kind of create more of those types of videos that generally perform well and would match that trend. But I wouldn't like spend my time analyzing what specific words in the title made a difference, because in the end it seems so random to a degree, and it's probably random to a certain degree anyway. Anyway, those are my thoughts getting out of that quote-unquote YouTube chill. If you have any additional questions, just post them below, and I'll see you in the next video.